2 weeks and counting. Irma is gone but not forgotten. In this week's show, we're moving on, but not before taking stock in what we lost. Communities across Southwest Florida are still in dire straits, battling high water and high temperatures with little power to aid the recovery.
We're going to need to start basically from scratch, besides rebuilding their house, to help these people rebuild their lives.
Then, across town and across the country, volunteers are turning out to help people they don't even know, who have become friends in need. Plus, a local woman rebuilds herself, overcoming personal adversity. She's now a model of strength. We'll have those stories along with the latest in our Positively Healthy Medical series. I'm Amy Osher, and this is Behind the Headlines. I'm Amy Osher. Thanks for joining us. You hear it said time and time again that we dodged a bullet with Hurricane Irma, considering the massive size and power of this storm. But truth is, many people didn't. Pockets of Southwest Florida in the direct line of fire are still struggling. Our Daily News photojournalist put together this story.
You know that old saying, you leave when a hurricane comes? If I hear one coming again, I'm going to get a ticket getting out of Florida.
There's a few pictures left, but not many.
Where I'm at right now is I've got a mom that lost everything she's had. You know, she's 70. She's 77 years old. You know, lost everything she's worked for her whole life. Gone. Me, my house made it. My house is on stilts. I can survive. You know, only people we're helping here is the local people here with us, you know, and each close to us. We've had not one person come around. Police, FWC is the only one that stopped a day after the hurricane, asked if we wanted water. That's it. Not one truck has rode around.
Pues la ayuda que necesito, que si me ayudan a reparar mi trailer, ¿verdad? Bueno, dónde vivir también. Pues sigue para adelante. Sí, sigue para adelante para que yo encuentre trabajo más pronto, a recuperar, a echarle ganas para adelante.
Up there, I want to go check the tent. We've got a tent set up. I think we have to help ourselves. I mean, the Southwest Florida Disaster Relief Team showed up today. There are people, but I think we as the residents of this community are the ones who should and could be responding. Once we're able to reestablish these individuals, we're going to need clothes, we're going to need furniture, we're going to need things that the day-to-day supplies, because they have lost everything that they've got. And so we're going to need to start basically from scratch, besides rebuilding their house, to help these people rebuild their lives.
My mom's and so, well, just every house here that's on the ground is destroyed. I mean, we need help to get stuff out, you know, because it's rotten, stinking. We've got friends coming over helping us. I need 5 more friends, or 5 more people would be nice. You know, it's going to be a long road. for all of us, just not my family, everybody's family.
No sé, está un poco difícil. Qué bueno que estamos vivos, no estamos muertos. Sí, pues vamos a echarle ganas para adelante, a ver qué pasa.
Rebuilding from something so catastrophic requires major effort. In times like this, you realize who your friends are, and sometimes they're actually strangers who are compelled to comfort and serve. Among those helping out is a relief organization made up of people who barbecue, from backyard chefs to competition cookers and food truck operators. They come from all parts of the country, hauling their grills and smokers, meeting up in areas struck by disaster. Operation Barbecue Relief is on scene in Southwest Florida, feeding friends in need.
My name is Will Cleaver with Operation Barbecue Relief. We're out here providing meals to people that were affected by Irma and first responders. We got in on Tuesday and got set up and have been out here cranking out meals since. I want to say it's around 26 to 28,000 since we've been here. We've got an airlift working with Salvation Army and a group into Key West and Marathon today. And then we've been feeding different local churches that are coming by and picking up meals, as well as first responders and taking them back to the firehouses and where they're all set up and helping people right now. Heat's a little much, but then again, it's not much compared to what people are going through that lost their homes or are cleaning up from the floods and the hurricane. Most of us are here 24/7. We've actually got RVs back over here that we're staying in at night, getting up early in the morning, and depending on what we're cooking for that day, either prepping or taking things off the smokers that you see in the background and getting those ready to go out in bulk. So they can request meals. We do it in bulk, so we do it in like 50 servings per pickup, so to speak, or greater. And they'll come through here, let us know the night before, so we make sure we've got enough food on, and they'll get a hot barbecue meal. It's one of those things, without the volunteers on site helping us, without the financial donations, we can't continue to do what we do. We are a 501(c), and none of us do this as a full-time job. Everybody's given up their time to be here to help out.
People from all walks of life are pitching in to aid the recovery. That includes NASCAR driver Jimmy Johnson, a top performer in the racing world. He was quick to help out. Fresh off an 8th place finish at a race in Chicago, Johnson and his sponsor, the home improvement company Lowe's, fielded a team and got to work in Southwest Florida. The 7-time NASCAR Series Cup champ helped repair the home of a 97-year-old Naples resident.
I mean, I've always been intrigued to see, firsthand what natural disasters do, and I've had a good taste of that. I've also been to Moore, Oklahoma, and saw what an F5 tornado looks like. And then, of course, I've always had this desire to give back and help those in need. We started a foundation, and our initial focus was helping families in the community in need. We've now moved into public education as more of our centerpiece, but to be involved with Lowe's, to see their store employees, to hear the countless stories of the employees helping and giving back. Perspective is everything. I mean, I'm in a perspective where I can come in for a day and help and give back, but then to meet this family here and see their perspective is totally different. That perspective is needed. You need to take a deep breath and think. The conversations with the family today have brought great perspective. The freedoms we have in this country. They're immigrants from Cuba, and just that conversation alone was mind-blowing, and The son was telling us how he was arrested for years for speaking his mind in a public place. That's all we do anymore, speak our mind, social media included. So just perspective is the name of the game, and I'm very, very thankful for the perspective I've been able to experience today.
Coming up, signs of a heart attack, how women may feel a little different than men. That story is up after the break in this week's Positively Healthy.
I feel like as women, we're so busy all the time, you know, taking care of our kids and our husbands. We're not really in tune to our bodies.
Life here is amazing, and so is the joint care. At the Total Joint Center at Physicians Regional Healthcare System, we've changed the experience of joint replacement for good. With our comprehensive joint care program, most hip and knee replacement patients return home in just 2 days, because we know you want to get on with your active life. Pain-free living starts at Physicians Regional Medical Center, Collier Boulevard, and Physicians Regional Medical Center, Pine Ridge.
Hiring the right moving company is important. Best Moving and Storage is a family-owned and operated business serving Southwest Florida for over 22 years. From our free in-home estimate until the last piece of furniture is in your new place or stored in our climate-controlled warehouse, we treat you like family. Best Moving and Storage is fully licensed and insured, with all of our employees being certified drivers and packers. When it comes to protecting your treasured belongings, choose a company that's experienced and trustworthy. Call Best Moving and Storage today at 239-592-6565.
My name is Steve Unser, and cabinetry is my specialty. I have been creating custom design cabinetry for 20 years in Southwest Florida, and now I am celebrating the grand opening of our new Naples showroom. Steve Unser Cabinetry will help you design your kitchen, bath, or home office with stunning results, offering the best quality of cabinets with a wide variety of design options and pricing to fit any budget. If your kitchen isn't becoming to you, you should be coming to us. Now 2 locations to serve you.
Recognizing the sign of a heart attack can mean the difference between life and death. In most cases, there are warning signs before a major event, but doctors caution that women may be slower to make the connection because they feel things a little differently. Here's this week's Positively Healthy. You might call it a gender gap. Doctors say women feel differently than men when it comes to their heart.
I feel like as women, we're so busy all the time, you know, taking care of our kids and our husbands. We're not really in tune to our bodies.
Board-certified cardiologist Sarah DeLeon Manson aims to educate women on the warning signs, ones particular to their sex. Women are less likely to recognize heart symptoms and less likely to seek help.
Subtle symptoms in women are lightheadedness, nausea, vomiting, jaw pain, abdominal pain. Those are typically symptoms you don't hear when somebody's describing symptoms of a heart attack.
Men will commonly experience crushing chest pain, bringing to mind images of someone clutching their chest in the throes of a heart attack. These less dramatic symptoms are easy to overlook, which is why doctors say women should be aware of their risk factors. They include family history of cardiovascular disease, smoking, diabetes, being overweight or inactive.
If you have a symptom of nausea and you have risk factors of significant heart disease in your family, then maybe you should get checked out.
What's more, women have additional sex-specific factors that put them at higher risk.
Being postmenopausal, if you had a history of gestational diabetes, polycystic ovarian syndrome, any history of breast cancer is a risk factor.
Failing to heed the warning signs could be costly. Cardiovascular diseases and stroke cause 1 in 3 women's deaths each year. It's estimated 90% of women have 1 or more risk factors. So when in doubt, check it out. It doesn't pay to be a no-drama mama. When it comes to overcoming adversity, a Naples woman opted to totally rebuild herself. She spent hours whittling away excess body fat, fine-tuning her physique into lean muscle. The long workouts and carefully measured meals were all to prepare for 15 seconds in the spotlight. It's the life of a bikini bodybuilder and the inspiration she needed to overcome a troubled childhood. Our Naples News team of Shelby Reynolds and Katie Clan shared her story.
I need to do something for me. People look at me and are like, how do you do it? Gotten those a few times, like, oh, she's probably running what the guys are running. You may have people who bully you, who hurt you. So I still had those insecurities. My time to really focus on me. You got to work hard to get where you want. The Lord is within her. She will not fall. Always like towards the end, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna need a caffeine pill to just freaking wake up. My name's Jordan Bobrin. I like to go by Real Fit J, and I started that way back. It was just like I needed something different, I needed something to motivate me. That has been my label. Like, people don't even refer to me as Jordan. Like, my coach calls me J, but everyone else, it's Real Fit J. When I was younger, I was sexually abused. It took a lot in me to, first of all, forgive that person, but then to also realize that that had nothing to do with me. Like, I was out of control. I had to take a step forward to want to grow as an individual and to really keep growing from it and help other people, and that's what I wanted to do. So I set an end goal. End of 2015, I'm like, I'm gonna get on stage, and I told myself, if you love the feeling of being on stage, you're gonna do more shows. If not, you did your goal, move on. And I got up there and I loved it. Now I haven't stopped since. My coach texted me all day after the Tampa show and was just like, Jay, are we doing Naples show? And I was like, I don't know. It's a smaller show, I kind of feel done. And he's like, why? He's like, you're not done. He's like, I know you still have 3 weeks in you. And so he pushes me, but then also I get in my mindset after he encourages me, I'm like, I've got this. Like, what is it? Like, I push myself to Tampa. What is another 3 weeks? It's hometown. Everyone can come see it. I was like, let's just finish strong. I'll finish in Naples, and I just pushed myself.
Well, you've also done something nobody else has done. 16, 18 weeks ago, you took this mass of whatever was there, and you created a living work of art. And that's what you're showing tonight. You are a walking piece of living art.
I sit right in between bikini and figure. And for the longest time, they taught the works about, you know, moving or having a class in between the two. I bring a little bit more of the hard look. It's either conditioned down to keep going to bikini or move up to figure.
All right, bikini girls, very important. If you have already posed tonight after night show.
Once, I don't even get scared to go on stage, really, because it's just, I love the feeling of being on stage because I know I worked for this, and you know, no one can do this for you in this sport.
And for the first time tonight, number 44, Jordan Bobrin.
The judge panel can change any show you go to on what they're looking for, and you know, it can change from show to show. Depending on what you bring, it just has to be your best package, and you have to walk away from that show. You may win, you may lose, but you have to learn from it, and you have to be proud of yourself because that is a new level that you push yourself to, and you accomplish that goal because you ended up on stage.
And your winner tonight, number 40, Alyssa Rossi.
I guess the only thing that scares me is I really don't want to ever fall out of love with it. And so many people are like, wait till you have kids, or wait till you do this, or wait till you have a busier life. And I'm like, no, like I have it built enough now to where I can move forward, and I believe like it's a set in stone passion of mine and a great lifestyle to live.
Still to come, how much do you love your cell phone? Enough to part ways and buy a new one? Apple hopes to tempt you with its all-new designs. That's next on Behind the Headlines.
Find find the lifestyle you love at Bears during Tommy Bahama Month. Save half off on all Tommy Bahama and Lexington designs. Hurry in for spectacular values like this queen bed for $15.99 or this island-inspired sofa, just $19.98. Shop exclusive Tommy Bahama products only at Bears. You can't buy it for less anywhere else, guaranteed. In stock, ready for immediate delivery. Tommy Bahama Month, only at Bears.
The area's only 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means you'll find less waiting for the care you need. And because we're full service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. Only at Physicians Regional Healthcare System.
Is your auto insurance keeping pace with your life? Ask for a AAA Triple Check Insurance Review to see if your current policy is still a good fit. An agent will assess changes in your life, like new vehicles or drivers. Make sure you've got the right coverage and all the discounts you deserve. They'll also see how a AAA membership can round out your protection on the road. Plus, provide roadside assistance, discounts, free services, and vacation extras. Ask for your AAA Triple Check today.
For years now, Tommy Bahama has exemplified the bright aspects of our tropical lifestyle. Many of the designs are now mainstream in our Florida homes. In this week's Inspired Living, we look at a few of the most classic styles that are still holding strong. When you think of Florida, this is a lot of people's idea of home furnishings. And Deb's going to talk about us. This is some very original Tommy Bahama stuff that has not lost its luster, right?
Most certainly. This is one of our better groups that we've had that has staying power. Lexington came out with this in '09. It's still sought after for all the people that actually come here for being on vacation.
Now, what's the appeal? Is it like the coloring of it, the coloring of the wood? Why has this stood the test of time?
Well, realistically, it's because it's medium. They have light groups, dark groups, but this is kind of a no-brainer. When you come down here, you can actually use this coloring on with a upholstered bed. You don't have to do the whole gambit. You don't have to go right to pineapples and palm trees, but people think of it that way. So this is why everybody seems to gravitate towards this, or back to this, I should say.
Now, some of it you said determines the is dependent on the side of your room.
Correct.
Did some of the furnishings really take a big bedroom?
Yes, this bed would be a master bed, where this bed can also be made up as a guest room. So you can put a canopy on this bed, or most people like it knocked down the way we're showing it. So it has a lot of versatility.
And a lot of people, especially if they move to Florida from somewhere else, or they're retirees, or it's a second home, they really want to feel like they're living that Florida lifestyle.
They pretend that they want to have everything different than up north. They have dark, heavy, everything, and they want to come down here and have a little bit of fun. And Tommy has been our way to do that for folks.
And it's been very successful over the years, hasn't it? Though
Oh,
people
yeah.
come back, you said people search for it, and this is really kind of the stuff that they want.
Sure, and they come in saying, oh, I bought a house and I'm missing a nightstand. Do you still make it? And they're so excited when the group is still here. A lot of things you buy today you never could get in 5 years. This has been around for 7 or 8 years, just because of actually the warm colors.
And I think it's been so popular, though, because it is very tasteful also.
Sure.
So it's not an over-the-top tropical look, but it's a very tasteful, kind of elegant look.
Well, what they use, too, is all natural products. They're using real leather, real bamboo, so it's a real flair. So you're not getting anything fake. It's very cool.
Very nice. I know I'd feel right at home here. Thank
Good.
you, Deb.
Glad to have it.
In times of emergency, we realize how dependent we are on our cell phones. They do a lot of heavy lifting, from making calls, sending messages, monitoring news, and taking pictures. In case you missed the announcement, Apple is unveiling several new phones that can keep you connected and more.
You're thinking of buying the latest iPhone, but which is the latest? The 8 and 8 Plus I've been looking at for the better part of a week? Or is it the $1,000 iPhone 10 that arrives in November? The 8 and 8 Plus may just be the last iPhones as we know them. That is, the last with the familiar home button that disappears in the radically redesigned 10. They're similar devices, in fact, to the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, and starting at $699 cost about $100 more than those phones. The $100 jump brings a faster processor, subtly better camera, including a portrait lighting feature on the 8 Plus I really like, and wireless charging. If you already have a 7 and 7 Plus, I wouldn't spring for this particular upgrade, though you might be seduced by the upcoming 10. If you have an older iPhone, however, the 8s are strong models, particularly if you don't want to surrender a grand or more, but still want a modern, robust iPhone. It's got all the aforementioned features plus others like water resistance and the Touch ID fingerprint sensor that Apple is dropping from the 10. The iPhone 8 may be overlooked in the shadow of the 10, but for many it'll be the right smart choice.
That's a wrap for this edition of Behind the Headlines. Thank you for watching. You can always catch up on past shows by logging on to naplesnews.com. On the left-hand side under Quick Links, select Behind the Headlines. I'm Amy Osher. See you back here next week.